Good evening, hello and welcome to the News Today, your primetime destination. News, newsmakers, talking points. The big talking point, the Narendra Modi Sarkar. Is it a Modi Sarkar or an NDA Sarkar? Is Modi 3.0 the new cabinet? Old wine, some would say in an old bottle. Will the allies stay loyal to Modi 3.0? All the big questions will be raised tonight on the News Today. News without the noise. First, as always, it's time for the 9 headlines. Modi 3.0 NDA Sarkar finalized. Amit Shah, Rajnath Singh, Nirmala, Jaishankar retain their ministries amidst continuity. The buzzword. Shivraj Singh Chauhan is the country's new agriculture minister. JP Nadda gets help. BJP allies accommodated in the new cabinet. TDP's Ram Mohan Naidu is the civil aviation minister. Chirag Paswan, food processing. Kumaraswamy, steel and heavy industries. JDU's Lallan Singh, animal husbandry and fisheries ministry. But no one gets a major portfolio among the allies. Shiv Sena reportedly upset. RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat's first response on elections results says it's Sangh tradition to evolve a consensus. Says no individual should take credit. Claims violence hit Manipur should have been given priority. Manipur Chief Minister Biren Singh's convoy ambushed by unknown armed miscreants in the strife-torn state. 2 sustained injuries. Biren Singh, who wasn't in the car, condemns the attack. Another jolt for Biju Janata Dal Chief Naveen Patnaik. His close aide VK Pandian, who quit politics, says the party's poor poll performance in the state was the reason. 2 children aged 2 and 14 years old among the 9 who were killed in the Riyasi terror attack. Pakistan-backed Lashkar Front TRF claims responsibility. And big row over BJP's social media cell chief Amit Malviya. BJP's Neta's brother Shantanu Sinha levels sex abuse allegations against him. Malviya denies charges, sues Sinha. Opposition claims he must quit. And no relief for rape-accused JDS Neta Prajwal Revana. Court sends him to 14-day judicial custody in the Karnataka sleaze video probe. Sensex surpasses 77,000 for the first time ever. Opens at a record high in early trade. Nifty also hits record highs. But the big story is coming. It is a buzzword of change, of continuity, not change, as the Prime Minister has unveiled the portfolios of the Modi 3.0 NDA Sarkar. Rajnath Singh retains defence. Amit Shah retains home and cooperation ministries. Nirmala Sitharaman retains finance. Dr S Jaishankar, Ministry of External Affairs. So the big 4, no change in the government. At the very top is the clear message of continuity, even though this is a coalition government. JP Nadda has got the health ministry. Shivraj Chauhan has got agriculture and rural development. Ashwini Vaishnav is another big mover, gets INB, IT, railways. Jyotiraditya Scindia, who was earlier civil aviation, has got telecom and development of northeastern region. The big mover among the allies is the TDP's young MP, Ram Mohan Naidu. He gets civil aviation. But the story really, Hardeep Puri retains petroleum, all the key ministries, Dharmendra Pradhan, education. So the key ministries, and we'll be putting up the list of all the ministers in a moment for you. Continuity is the buzzword. That's what we are picking up. Meanwhile, even as all of this is being said, the RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat has spoken for the first time on the Lok Sabha results. Says the Sangh has a tradition of moving forward by building consensus. Says violence hit Manipur has been ignored for too long. He says carry on with your work, but don't always take credit. Is this in a sense a message to those who were in a way accused of promoting a personality cult? Listen in to what Mohan Bhagwat said a short while ago.
और चुनाव प्रचार की या चुनाव में जो होता है उसकी बात ऐसी है, वास्तव में तो प्रजातंत्र की अनिवार्य आवश्यक प्रक्रिया है और उसमें 2 पक्ष रहते हैं, इसलिए स्पर्धा रहती है। स्पर्धा रहती है तो दूसरे को पीछे करने का, स्वयं को आगे बढ़ाने का काम होता ही है, होना ही चाहिए, परंतु उसमें भी एक मर्यादा है, असत्य का उपयोग नहीं करना। चुने क्यों जा रहे लोग संसद में जाएंगे, बैठकर अपने देश को चलाएंगे, सहमति बनाकर चलाएंगे। हमारे यहां तो परंपरा सहमति बनाकर चलने की है। अब 1 साल से मणिपुर शांति की राह देख रहा है, उसके पहले 10 साल शांत रहा, पुराना गन कल्चर समाप्त हो गया ऐसा लगा, और अचानक जो कलह वहां पर उपज गया या उपजाया गया, उसकी आग में अभी तक जल रहा है, त्राही त्राही कर रहा है। कौन उस पर ध्यान देगा? प्राथमिकता देके उसका विचार करना ये कर्तव्य है।
Mohan Bhagwat speaking about the need to evolve a consensus, speaking out on Manipur. Joining me now, Paulomi Saha joins me live from our newsroom. She tracks the BJP. Interesting comments, Paulomi, coming in from Mohan Bhagwat, speaking out on Manipur, speaking out on the need for consensus politics. Clearly, in a way, Mr. Bhagwat also sending out messages saying no individual should be taking credit all the time. This is a time to evolve consensus. What's the message that you sense the RSS is giving at a time when the BJP chief JP Nadda during the campaign had said the party doesn't need the RSS?
Well, yes, sir. That indeed was a statement that was very surprising and controversial. It did, of course, create a ripple effect. This is, of course, Mohan Bhagwat speaking for the first time since the election results were out. There's a very strong message that you need to be humble in a government. There has to be consensus on various issues as you, of course, want to pass bills in Parliament. It is all about democracy. There can be all sorts of name-calling, everything during the election campaign. But in Parliament, when you're there, everyone is a representative of the constituency that they've come from, and everyone's voice has to be heard. Very interestingly, because those statements are still coming in, Rajdeep. I'll just read one out quickly because that was not part of the portion. It says, जो मर्यादा का पालन करते हुए कार्य करता है, गर्व करता है, किंतु लिप्त नहीं होता है, अहंकार नहीं करता है, वही सही अर्थों में सेवक कहलाने का अधिकारी है.
Interesting, effectively suggesting that those who are arrogant are not true sevaks. True sevaks do not take credit for everything that they do. They must carry on with their work. Very quickly though, even on the cabinet, the sense one gets is that the government has decided to go in for continuity, not change. Am I correct? They don't want to rock the boat at this stage. It is a very BJP dominant cabinet. The allies don't seem to have got too many of the prize portfolios that maybe they were looking for. What's the message?
Well, absolutely. Not just about portfolio, it's about numbers as well. Already you heard the numbers. Praful Patel did not take up the offer of MOS independent charge because he's held cabinet rank in the past. NCP, that's the NCP, the Eknath Shinde faction, not very happy with the fact that they brought 7 Lok Sabha MPs from the state of Maharashtra, but those with 5, with 1 MP as well, have got cabinet rank, whereas Pratap Rao Jadhav, who comes from Buldhana, has been given MOS independent charge. Already the Uddhav Sena mocking Jadhav for getting Ayush ministry, which is seemingly inconsequential for all that they did in terms of breaking away from the Maha Vikas Aghadi and joining hands with the Maha Yuti. But yes, the big message, of course, is of continuity, of saying that I had set out a 100-day agenda and I'm going to continue on with that 100-day agenda. So there's no break in plan as such. But the dominant force in this coalition definitely is the Bharatiya Janata Party. The coalition partners, TDP, JDU, Eknath Shinde faction, not very happy. It remains to be seen, of course, how they, react to this allocation of ministries now.
Paulomi Saha, with all those details, we'll be keep coming back to you for more. Let me give you my takeaways before we turn to our talking points tonight. Let's take away the takeaways from what we are seeing from those new cabinet portfolios on your screen. One thing is very clear. Prime Minister Modi has chosen continuity over change. A majority of the ministers are familiar faces in familiar portfolios. To some degree, it is old wine in a new bottle, or some would say old wine in an old bottle, whichever way you look at it. Number 2, this remains a BJP dominant government, 240 seats, well above that of any other party. All key portfolios as a result remain with the BJP, a sign that the party remains the magnet around which the Modi government or the NDA Sarkar will revolve. The allies of the BJP, and this is a critical point, have little to cheer. Even the two key allies, TDP and JDU, have been given relatively minor portfolios, while the Maharashtra allies, interestingly, are getting restive. How long will these allies stay patient is a moot question. The Maharashtra allies may just have to grin and bear it now till the elections there later this year. Number 4, the top 4 portfolios staying with the same ministers shows that the Modi government hasn't panicked despite the poll reverse. There is plenty of experience too, with seven former chief ministers, including Prime Minister Modi, in this cabinet. Number 5, when the Modi government was heading a majority government, the PMO was seen as domineering. The next 6 months will tell us and reveal to us just how inclusive and consensual the new arrangement is. For now, Mr. Modi remains the face of the government, back, front and center. Let's therefore turn to my final takeaway. The new cabinet has representation of all regions, castes, communities, except one, my friends, the Indian Muslim. The argument that Muslims are not represented because they didn't vote for the BJP is just not good enough. A government must represent all Indians, not just who vote for a party. Hopefully, this anomaly will be corrected soon. Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas must not be just an empty slogan, but an article of faith. Which leads me from those takeaways to bring you to my big questions that I have today. Is this a Modi Sarkar or an NDA Sarkar? Is Modi 3.0, as I suggested, old wine in new bottle? Is continuity not change the hallmark of Modi 3.0? Will Modi 3.0 adopt an inclusive agenda? Will allies stay loyal to Modi 3.0? Joining me now is Ashutosh, former politician, now columnist, author of satyahindi.com. Rajat Sethi is political commentator, but he's been associated closely with the BJP. T.S. Sudhir joins me to give us a perspective from the south. He is based in Hyderabad, tracks the TDP closely. Dr. Syed Zafar Islam is the veteran national spokesperson of the BJP on political and economic affairs, former MP, Rajya Sabha, and Mohan Kumaramangalam, national spokesperson, Congress. Good to have all of you on the show. Let's get all your takeaways first. Let's go to you, Ashutosh, because you usually have a very strong comment on most of these issues. What's your sense? Is this a continuity where Mr. Modi has said, forget all the skeptics, cynics who are saying ye coalition mili-juli sarkar hai, ye Modi sarkar hai. This is not an NDA government, this is still a Modi-led BJP government.
See, Rajdeep, the fact of the matter is that Mr. Prime Minister is trying to project that he is under control. The fact of the matter is he's not under control. Look at the way Ajit Pawar faction has reacted, and look at the way the others are also reacting. So this is a clear indication. In the first indication, this is not the Modi government, but this is the NDA government.
No, Modi has drawn a line in the sand. No, Ashutosh, Modi has drawn a line in the sand. Ajit Pawar can be upset, Shiv Sena can be upset, but this is a BJP government.
This is a BJP. If this is a BJP government, then this government is heading for trouble. If this is a BJP government, this is what the BJP believes, this is what the cabinet believes, this is what the Prime Minister believes, then it is definitely heading for a trouble. The fact of the matter is that this government, the BJP, has not got the majority on its own. It is 32 member of parliament short. So obviously it depends on allies and mostly on the TDP, which has got 16 MPs, then Nitish Kumar 12 MPs, and Chirag Paswan, that is called 5. So this comprises of 33 MPs. So if BJP believes that they can get away by doing anything, and like if suppose tomorrow the BJP decides that as they have made a campaign during the campaign about the Muslim reservations, can the BJP say that Chandrababu Naidu, this is not acceptable, and if you do something like this, which is dangerous for the country, that's what the narrative the BJP wanted to make. Can it afford to do that? No, it can't afford to do that.
Okay.
So it can't afford to do that. The fact of the matter is that the issue which BJP made, the Prime Minister made, the Amit Shah made as a central theme of the campaign, that there cannot be reservation on the basis of religion. Here is an accomplice, here is a partner who's openly saying, I'm not going to listen to you. And the TDP is saying this is not Muslim appeasement. This is basically social justice. Anybody on the marginal should be given the affirmative action.
Okay, so you maintain that if the BJP goes in this direction, it's heading for trouble. Zafar Islam, you want to dive in straight away. The way this cabinet has been formed, all the key prized portfolios with the BJP, continuity, not change. Is this still the same kind of government as Modi 1.0, 2.0? Is there a recognition that you've got 240 seats, not 282 or 303? You haven't given your allies any major portfolios. What's the message?
Well, first of all, Rajdeep, let me put to bed some of the speculations you are discussing or Ashutosh ji is discussing. These our allies had not asked for any particular portfolio. It's an unconditional support. And this is an NDA government. Again, I want to put this speculation to bed. That is an NDA government to be led by the Honorable Prime Minister, where all the partners are treated as equal. But of course, in terms of the ministries, they have given the flexibility, and it is a prerogative of the Honorable Prime Minister. So that flexibility the Honorable Prime Minister had, and he has chosen whoever he felt can discharge the responsibility efficiently and meet his expectation, have been given the responsibility. But away from that, let me tell you one thing, that in 2019 itself, he had identified few ministers who can take up some few important responsibilities, and that's why you are talking about time and again continuity. Yes, it is a continuity because those identified ministers have been entrusted the responsibility that what they need to do.
No, is that a sign of continuity or a sign of absence of talent? Is that a sign of continuity or an absence of talent that you don't have anyone else to replace any of them?
There is enough bench strength, my dear, in BJP, enough bench strength, and we can always find an alternative for everyone. Nobody is indispensable in Bharatiya Janata Party, but these are the identified resources for Bharatiya Janata Party. They have been made ministers, and they will do exactly what the 100 days plan has been discussed with the Honorable Prime Minister and finalized.
Okay.
So, first of all, allies are extremely happy away from what Mr. Ashutosh is speculating that Ajit Pawar group is unhappy, he is unhappy. No one is unhappy, everybody is happy.
Okay, it's
they
one
all
big
want
happy
that
family. Okay, taken your point,
led
sir.
by the Honorable Prime Minister.
Okay, sir, you made that point. It's one big happy family. Rajat Sethi, is it really one big happy family, you think? Or do you believe that they're going to the BJP has factored that in, that there will be allies who will be from time to time disenchanted, but these allies have limited options. What can these allies really do?
See, this is, before I come to this question, I just wanted to point out, because you have been tweeting about it, that Prime Minister Modi has not had any minister from the minority community, and specifically you said Muslim community.
Yes.
So I wanted to ask you this question. Is religion the only identity marker? Why did you not go out and say that LGBTQ community has not been represented and that should have been represented instead? See, the problem is that you have, you have had a reductionist approach to society, that religion remains the only go-to factor when it comes to doing some kind of a social justice.
Rajat Sethi, can I just counter question you? This cabinet has members of every caste, and the BJP, if you recall, particularly the previous cabinet expansion, had even given the names of all the OBC ministers. They had put it in the press release, how many OBC ministers. So that you can do. And you have got, even in this cabinet, Ravneet Bittu, who lost the election but has been brought in because you want a Sikh face from Punjab. So you want a Sikh face from Punjab, you want OBC representation, tribal representation, Dalit representation, but no Muslim representation. I'm just asking the question, if it is Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas, are we saying that 14% of this country will not be represented in our union cabinet? That's all I'm asking.
No, this is what I'm giving you an alternate explanation. There will be several identity card holders who would also say that I'm not represented. See, ultimately, Prime Minister Modi has to run the government. He needs to identify who are the best possible resources at hand, which can deliver the policy promises that he has made. And therefore, it is important to leave it to his wisdom how he sees balancing the card the way he has done. That's point number one. Now, coming to your point around various allies, I think, see, there is enough elbow room for the allies to be adjusted. Eknath Shinde was given the chief ministerial berth. He didn't perhaps ask for it, but it was Prime Minister Modi who said that no, this perhaps seems to be a better sort of way to balance the mandate in which Eknath Shinde had come in with, along with his 42 odd MLAs. I think nobody asked this question that why is Modi, who is all powerful, giving away the the reins of the state to an alliance partner? Similarly, you can, give yourself. You can answer that why, in spite of being being in a coalition government, why has he not given adequate amount of representation to all the stakeholders in the coalition? See, leave this part of political analysis to the people whose skin is in the game. We are only here to do analysis, right?
Okay.
Only make signals.
Yeah, but please
Signals
don't
are
take
very
away our
important.
job. We are analyzing, we are looking at what has been done, and clearly at the moment, this is a BJP dominant government, as it may well be. Ultimately, Mr. Kumaramangalam, Mohan Kumaramangalam, the BJP has got 240 MPs. No other party is close to it. The next highest is Congress, 99, now 100, with the addition of Mr. Patil from Sangli. The truth is, this is a BJP government. Mr. Modi has the prerogative as Prime Minister to choose. He is confident of Amit Shah, Nirmala Sitaraman, Jaishankar and Rajnath Singh. So why not?
Rajdeep, cabinet does not only make the government. The legislative agenda is what makes the government. The way the government operates is also important. I think we all know that this government, regardless of who was in the cabinet, was pretty much run by the PMO, both 14 and 19 governments. I think that can't be the case anymore. And I've said this before as well. I think this whole who gets what ministry is much ado about nothing. Because both the main partners, they would look at two things. One, preservation of their strength, because the BJP is known to break their partners. So they will want the speaker, and that decision is yet to be made, as well as special status for their individual states. And we'll have to see how BJP, if it can at all, find the fiscal wiggle room to do that. So as far as legislative agenda goes, there's uniform civil code, there is Agniveer, there are differences across the allies and the BJP. And if it is truly a Modi Sarkar, then he should push through his legislative agenda just like he's done in the past. The other thing that doesn't make it a Modi 3.0 government is the strength of the opposition. The way bills were railroaded, the way ordinances were passed with impunity, the way nothing was referred to standing committees, the way MPs were suspended at a drop of the hat. None of that can happen anymore. So this will be a very different government.
This will be a very, you're saying this will be a very different, you're saying this will be a very different government, but will it be so different? T.S. Sudhir, what are you picking up? Is the TDP okay? One, they've got 16 MPs, the largest ally. What are they getting? Civil aviation and one MOS. Are they okay with it?
Well, admittedly, Chandrababu Naidu would obviously think that civil aviation is not really the most heavyweight portfolio that he could have bargained for. But let's look at it also from the point of view of Chandrababu Naidu. He made a big political mistake in 2018 in hindsight, because it did not really yield rich dividends for the Telugu Desam. He went to the Congress side for the elections in 2018 in Telangana with the Congress and lost power in 2019 and spent 4.5 years in the wilderness. And now he has come back with a big bang as far as Andhra Pradesh is concerned. Naidu has done business with Vajpayee between 1999 and 2004, and he would be more than conscious of the fact that Modi 3.0 is not the Vajpayee between 1999 and 2004, when Naidu really had wielded a lot of power as far as New Delhi was concerned. So his focus right now would be Andhra Pradesh. Yes, he would want to bargain for more and see how much he can push Narendra Modi as far as getting more financial package for Andhra Pradesh is concerned. Maybe get a minister or more as far as the expansion is concerned. But given the fact that already 72 ministers have been sworn in, there isn't really much elbow room as far as the Union Council of Ministers is concerned. So Naidu would be aware of that. So his focus right now would be Andhra Pradesh and not really think so much about
Does he want the speaker's post? Does he want the speaker's post, Lok Sabha speaker's post, or is he okay even with that, giving it to the BJP?
This speaker's post has been spoken about within the Telugu Desam, whether they should ask for it just like they asked during the times of GMC Bali Yogi. There is speculation that Purandareshwari could be considered. Now, Purandareshwari technically belongs to the BJP, but she hails from Andhra Pradesh, also related to Chandrababu Naidu. So that could be one surprise package if they actually announce Purandareshwari as the Speaker of the Lok Sabha, because she was actually expected to find a place in the Council of Ministers on behalf of the BJP from Andhra Pradesh.
You know, Syed Zafar Islam, in my takeaway, I said Mr. Modi is focusing on continuity. A senior journalist has just sent me a message, Rajdeep, the new cabinet is not about continuity. I see it as brazen arrogance on part of the new government. Mr. Modi is scoffing at the verdict and pretending nothing has changed. You see, this is a new verdict. This is the point I made to you also earlier. Is there a recognition with the BJP that Modi 3.0 is very different to 2.0 and 1.0? The verdict is not just for one person running. You heard what Mohan Bhagwat said. Individuals cannot take credit. It is time to have a consensual approach. Will the approach change?
I think, Rajdeep, two things I would like to tell you. First, that there is a consensus among the alliance partner and who should get the what portfolio. So there is absolutely no disconnect of any sort between us and allies. So they have suggested name, they have been given the option of
Sir, I was told
so
JDU asked for, no, sir, please hold on. Our sources told us JDU wanted railways, they were not given.
Yeah.
I was told that TDP wanted ports or highways or one of the serious infrastructure ministries, they were not given. I was told Shiv Sena wanted one more portfolio, they were not given. Ajit Pawar wanted cabinet berth, not given. Why not accept? You know, are you saying that these allies don't matter? Say that then.
I think, no, let me correct you. They do matter, but what you're saying is incorrect. They didn't ask for it. I mean, who gave you this piece of information, which is nothing but away from reality?
A senior TDP source told me yesterday we want a major infrastructure ministry. Civil aviation is not a major infrastructure ministry.
Not at all. Everything has been discussed and there is absolutely no disconnect. And the piece of information what you are sharing to your viewers is actually baseless, because nothing of that sort ever happened.
So you're saying no demands have been put?
This was discussed with the...
Okay, you're saying no demands have been put, everything has been discussed. Ashutosh, are we looking... Just a minute, sir. Ashutosh, are we looking for...
The demands may come, but that has been discussed.
Okay, demands will come, that will be discussed. You know, Ashutosh, this is a very different coalition government from previous coalition governments. There's a large party at the center of it. Mr. Modi is Neta number one. He's not Mr. Vajpayee. He's not someone who by nature is going to try and allow allies to dictate terms to him. So that's what he's shown today. He's shown no one can dictate terms to Prime Minister Modi.
Rajdeep, four things. And the first is related to you. I could see you yesterday in the swearing-in ceremony. Was it continuity with the change or the continuity only? Rajdeep Sardesai was there. That itself shows that a lot of things have changed.
No, Ashutosh, I had an invitation, so I went to watch the swearing-in ceremony. I'm a journalist. I went to see what was happening.
I know.
I was also invited for Modi 1.0. I did not go. Last time I was not invited, but I was, so I went.
So I think that itself is a change. Second point, look at what Mohan Bhagwat has said just a day after the swearing-in ceremony, a day after, and what he's saying, very strong words he's using: Sahamati, Prathamikta, Maryada, Ahankar. These are the words. And third thing, don't forget, last 10 years, the first tenure and the second tenure, Mr. Narendra Modi has run a Modi government, not the BJP government. You would have talked to any top leaders among the top four. They were not even allowed to have the secretary of their own choice. So today, Narendra Modi is much weakened as a prime minister because he could not win absolute majority for itself. So he not only has to take the BJP, not only has to take the coalition partners in confidence, but also to the BJP. And look at how this Fadnas, he resigned and went to the RSS, and then he was told by the RSS, "You continue, don't rush." And then there was a meeting between the Arun Kumar, the man who's supposed to coordinate between the BJP and the RSS. He was busy with the BJP leaders for more than 2 hours. This was not possible in the earlier regimes, in the earlier tenure. This is happening, and this is a change. So I only suggest is that in 2004, Lalkis Advani took almost 2 years to realize that the BJP has lost. Mr. Modi will take few months to realize that this government, his BJP, doesn't have the majority on its own.
Okay,
and he has to reconcile.
yes, but Mr. Modi has taken, claimed that he has a 100-day plan, Rajat Sethi. He seems to believe that therefore continuity, that I have a 100-day plan. Even before the election, I told ministers what they have to do. Is he, as Ashutosh is claiming, misreading the verdict? He's a veteran politician. Is someone like him misreading the verdict, that the verdict is calling for a Mili-Juli Sarkar, not a BJP-led Sarkar?
I think this is exactly what he wants to nip in the bud. And there is an economic logic to it. The entire global markets, a lot of observers are looking how divergent this government is going to be, and they are going to place their bets accordingly. And I believe that if he signals continuity, that is good for India's economic growth. Don't forget, in the previous 3 years, India has grown at 9.7%, almost at 7.8%, and then 8.2%. So it's robust growth over the last 3 years. And he wants to signal the markets world over that India is business as usual.
No, but should markets matter or people's mandate matter? There are big parts of the country where the BJP has suffered reverses. Is there a message or not which the Prime Minister has got when he gives the same people the same portfolios?
This is where convergence happens on that day of the results. You said it's all economy. And in economy means jobs. He has to create jobs. He has to bring investments in manufacturing into India. He has to ensure that China plus one strategy translates into India getting a bulk of the benefits. All of that requires him to signal to the market that it is business as usual. And I think this is what he's doing. And then, of course, there is some political logic.
So you're saying he's sending out the message that it's business as usual. Mohan Kumaramangalam, you heard Rajat Sethi saying the Prime Minister wants to send out the message, business as usual. He wants to give the impression that this is a stable government. Don't worry whether it's 240, 282, 303. Mr. Modi wants to give the message of stability, of continuity.
Rajdeep, I was about to say before you asked that question that the one thing that Mr. Modi has clearly shown in this cabinet formation, that he doesn't care about the Shinde Sena or Mr. Pawar's faction. He broke them away from their parties and has completely ignored them while going into an election to Maharashtra in less than 6 months. Which means that
he made Mr. Shinde, but Mohan, he made Mr. Shinde the Chief Minister of Maharashtra. So he will claim, look, I made them Chief Minister when I had to. How can you say I'm ignoring their interests? Ajit Pawar's party only won 1 seat. Why should they get a full cabinet berth?
He still requires. Well, Mr. Praful Patel is that cabinet berth that he's up for, right? And who says how many seats one needs to win to be part of the cabinet? There are people who won fewer seats in the Shinde Sena that have gotten more. That's what they're complaining about. They're saying, why does Mr. Kumarasamy deserve the cabinet berth with 2 MPs while we have 6 and we only get 1? So all is not well in paradise. Now, as far as your earlier question about Mr. Modi signaling continuity, I will, at the risk of repeating myself, that it will depend on the legislative agenda that he goes in with. I'm sure he's learned some lessons from this verdict that the people of India have given, and he won't go ahead with a brazenly communal agenda as he had in the past. And as far as coalition governments versus single majority governments, I think history is witness to the fact that by and large, coalition governments have actually done a great job with economic reforms, whether that be in our own country or multiple other countries. So I don't think that is a concern that the market is looking at.
Mr. Zafar Islam, what is the message you are sending out today to those, Rajat Sethi saying the markets will feel reassured that there is stability at the top? Is that the message that was being sent out today above all else? That, look, don't worry, be happy, sab kuch changa hai. Forget about 240 seats that we have been brought down by 63 seats, sab kuch changa hai.
Rajdeep, there's a political stability, macro stability, continuity and good governance that will continue. This is the message for the people across the globe, and they are extremely happy irrespective whether you are an investor who is investing in India, there are the global market players who want to set up, global companies who want to set up shop in the country, as Rajat was speaking about it. There are companies who are looking away from China, not China plus one policy. They want to lock, stock, barrel, they want to shift base in India. And let me tell you one thing which perhaps you would not know. We are talking to 591 global companies through our embassies. Many of them have agreed to set up shops in India. India will become a manufacturing hub India will start not only manufacturing, they will export out of India, like GE Medical. It's a case in point. It's a classic example where we suggested them to bring log, stock, barrel from China, set up shops in India, and produce here, and export to rest of the world. This is a classic example. We want to use it as a template. We have sold this story, and I'm sure that
so you're
many
saying the
global
India story
will come
is
here.
India's story
FDI
is
will
well.
take place.
I take
And lot
your
of
point.
blue-collar, white-collar job
Ashutosh
will be
Syed
created.
Zafar Islam is saying the India story is well. Don't worry, be happy. Macro economic stability, cabinet sending out a message that look, we have faith in all our key ministers. That's the message. You're looking at it politically. He's looking at it differently.
No, Rajdeep, it's good for the country that the Prime Minister is sending out a message to the global, to the world that India is stable under his leadership. I think there is nothing wrong with this. I think this is absolutely fine. I have no problem with that. But the problem is within. Problem is not outside. The problem is within. And I'm again saying it that look at how the government has treated Jitan Ram Majhi, which is again 13th in the pecking order, has been made a cabinet minister. And he just only MP from his party. Now, obviously, the Ajit Pawar will say, I also got a MP from our quota.
Rajdeep,
Why he
I'll
should
take
not be
10
made
seconds.
No, Jitin Ram Majhi is a former chief minister. Ajit Pawar does not have a former chief minister in his ranks.
Rajdeep, doesn't matter. One MP, the mathematics says it that it's 1 versus 1. So there have been chief ministers who have made
10
minister.
seconds.
No, 1 minute, please, Zafar Islam.
This has happened under the Congress regime. This has happened earlier too. And the chief minister has been made the deputy
I
chief minister.
take your point. I take your point, but you see, T.S. Sudhir, is Chandrababu Naidu, as you said, in any mood for a confrontation? You seem to suggest Chandrababu Naidu's only interest is if finances are given to Andhra. Am I correct, Sudhir? That's all that he wants.
Absolutely, at this stage, that's what he would want, because he would have liked, obviously, to get a more infra-related ministry like the urban development or IT-related. But at this point in time, I don't think Chandrababu Naidu is going to get into a confrontation with Narendra Modi, because I personally think that while it may be Modi 3.0, at least on the floor of the Lok Sabha, it will definitely be NDA government, because that's how they would like to project it. Because you also recall that in the first term of Narendra Modi, 2014 to 19, he used to have these Team India meetings. I think that's what is needed in order to, at least for the sake of office, to convey that we are Team India. Sabka Saath, Sabka Vishwas. I think NDA allies need that as much as the people of India.
Can I ask you, Zafar Islam, we still don't have a common minimum program, no common agenda. Ashutosh mentioned, for example, you've got a party in the TDP saying very clearly, we will stick with our Muslim reservation quota, 4% that we had committed. We are committing to those issues. Where is the common minimum program, Zafar Islam? Do you believe there is no need for a common minimum program? Contentious issues, uniform civil code, one nation, one election. Are you going to push ahead with them or keep them on the back burner now?
Rajdeep, there is a meeting of mind of one thing, that just now the government has been formed. These issues will be discussed and we will arrive at a solution for everything. Any issues which needs to be discussed, deliberated, we will discuss. But there is nothing to worry as such that what agenda they have, what is the manifesto of TDP says. We will find a solution to everything. But let me tell you one thing, there are some evil eyes eyeing our paradise to create friction. There are some. And I'm sure that they will never succeed, because there is a meeting of minds between the alliance partner and BJP that we have to make sure that this government runs, and whatever developmental agenda we have for the next 5 years must continue.
No, but is
make
there a
India
need for a common
nation?
Is there a need for a common minimum program or not? Should there be a common minimum program that the country should be told that there are some areas we will not go into?
So what is important, Rajdeep, for you to understand and for the rest of the viewer, that there should be a meeting of minds, and there is a meeting of minds between the alliance partner how to run the government, and we will run the government.
Okay,
no
there is
such
a
worries.
meeting of minds. Ashutosh, you are looking for trouble where none exists. There is no trouble in paradise. This is paradise.
Yeah, but Rajdeep, twice BJP thought that there is a meeting of minds with Nitish Kumar. But twice Nitish Kumar had dished BJP. The Chandrababu Naidu also has a history of backstabbing his father-in-law, N.T. Ramarao. And one fine morning, N.T. Ramarao realized that the party is not his own. and the party has been slipped to his son-in-law. So let's be very fair. And I still remember United Front convener with Chandrababu Naidu, and when the Vajpayee government was formed, Harkiran Surji said, what can we do? Our convener has left and deserted and joined BJP. So this meeting of mind is a very dangerous thing in politics. If the more happy they look, the more it makes their partners vulnerable. So they should not look happy; they should look tense.
Ashutosh, you're looking at body language. Mohan Kumar Mangalam, are you also looking for body language? Are you all basically aware that eventually these guys look, power unites. All of them want power. At the end of the day, Mr. Modi is providing a scent of power to the allies. They are happy with these portfolios.
No, this is true, Raj. The power does unite. I mean, look at the state of BJP right now. There is a heavy conflict. The people from the Sangh are warning the BJP about how to behave. People from the Sangh are accusing people in the BJP of sexual harassment. And this is when they've just come below majority. Imagine if they weren't in power, what the situation would be. I wanted to make one point that none of us have touched upon, Rajdeep, which is the one thing that has reduced in the cabinet is the proportion of women in it. Both 14 and 19, I think, had about 10 women ministers. Now we're at 7. So while he did say 33% reservation for women, he's brought the number of ministers who are women down by 30%.
You know, I want to end by asking Zafar Islam, or rather one of my takeaways, and I want a clear answer. Zafar Islam, are you okay with the idea that this is a 72-member cabinet without a single Indian Muslim? Are you okay with that? Honest answer. Why can't you become, if Rajneet Bittu, who has lost, he has lost, mind you, becomes a minister, why can't Zafar Islam, articulate spokesperson, banker, why can't you be an MOS finance or banking at least?
Rajdeep, this is the prerogative of the Honorable Prime Minister. Who knows, one day your wish will also come true.
Now, are you okay with it for now?
My good wishes.
On a happy note.
Are you okay with it for now? The idea that every community, caste, region is represented but no Muslim.
Absolutely. I think it is a question which needs to be taken up by the Honorable Prime Minister, and he knows what needs to be done and when it needs to be addressed. So let it be an issue which the Honorable Prime Minister knows how to address it.
Okay, I hope the Prime Minister will give me an interview one day, and one of my first questions will be, why don't you have an Indian Muslim in the cabinet? If that happens, I will certainly ask him that, and I'll also raise your name, Zafar Islam. I'll say, my friend Zafar Islam keeps coming on my program. Why can't he become your face, in a way, for the Indian Muslim community? But that's for another day. For now, I think the message is loud and clear that this cabinet has given. This is a Modi-led government. Modi Sarkar, not so much an NDA Sarkar for now. Let's leave it there. I appreciate all my guests joining us on our top talking point at the moment. Get Real India story, and it comes from the NEET aspirants who are out protesting on the streets, questioning the bizarre grace marks that were awarded to 1,500 plus students. The aspirants are now asking to get a clear explanation on this rank inflation and possibly a rerun of the NEET exam that affects lakhs of students who prepare for India's premier medical exam. Take a look. Get Real India.
Anger over alleged irregularities in NEET, the exam for admission into medical courses. Students across India are protesting. With 67 students getting full 720 out of 720 and more than 1,500 students getting grace marks, NEET undergraduate 2024 results continue to spark doubts in minds of aspirants. Eyebrows raised over dozens of students who got the perfect score, many from one exam center.
एनटीए कोई पहली बार ऐसा काम नहीं कर रहा है, कई समय से ऐसे धांधली चलते हुए आ रही है। जैसे अभी एनटीए ने प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करी, उसमें उन्होंने बोला कोई पेपर लीक नहीं हुआ। यदि कोई पेपर लीक नहीं हुआ तो बिहार में गिरफ्तारी, झारखंड में गिरफ्तारी किन लोगों की हो रही है? अगर एनटीए के हिसाब से अगर मार्क्स ग्रेस मार्क दिए गए तो किस आधार पर ग्रेस मार्क दिए गए? किसी को 50, किसी को 80, किसी को 120, क्या क्राइटेरिया सेट किया आपने?
अराउंड 30,000 रैंक का इन्फ्लेशन हुआ है इस साल, जो कि पॉसिबल नहीं है। या तो पेपर लीक की वजह से हुआ या ग्रेस मार्क्स। सर, ग्रेस मार्क्स के रिलेटेड जब एनटीए ने कुछ भी नहीं बताया था, जब अलग सर वगैरह सारे कोचिंग्स ने आवाज़ उठाई तो एनटीए ने क्लैरिफाई किया कि 1563 स्टूडेंट्स को उन्होंने ग्रेस मार्क्स दिया है, जो कि ऐसा लग रहा है कि एनटीए कवर अप करने का ट्राई कर रहा है।
मेरे मार्क्स नीट में 660 आ रहे हैं और रैंक 21,000 आ रही है। एक्सपेक्टेड रैंक मेरी 6,000 to 8,000 आनी चाहिए थी, बट इस बार जो ग्रेस मार्क्स आ रहे हैं लगे हैं जो एनटीए ने बताए हैं, और पेपर का जो कुछ फॉल्ट इश्यूज आ रहे हैं बहुत सारे, उसकी वजह से मेरी रैंक में इन्फ्लेशन आया बहुत ज़्यादा।
Students also point to near perfect score of 718 and 719 awarded to some aspirants. Teachers claim this is not possible in usual circumstances.
किसी बच्चे ने एक क्वेश्चन छोड़ दिया, अटेम्प्ट नहीं किया, तो उसको 716 नंबर मिलेंगे। किसी ने एक गलत कर दिया तो एक नेगेटिव मार्किंग और हो जाएगी, तो उसको 715 मिलेंगे। तो या तो 716 या 715 मिल सकते हैं, 718 मिलना मैथमेटिकली पॉसिबल नहीं है।
The exam body NTA has clarified, saying an easier exam, a question with 2 correct answers and grace marks due to a loss of examination time led to the spike in marks.
ये इसी को एक बार फिर से रिविजिट करने के लिए, एड्रेस करने के लिए हमने एक हाई पावर्ड कमेटी बनाई है जो इसको देखेगी कि जो रिकमेंडेशंस हमारी ग्रीवेंस रिड्रेसल कमेटी ने दी थी उसको एग्जामिन करेगी और उसके बेसिस पे अपनी रिकमेंडेशंस देगी अबाउट एक हफ्ते के समय में, और उसके बेसिस पे हम निर्णय ले लेंगे।
Parents of affected students have moved Supreme Court, seeking a thorough probe.
हम एनटीए से एक सही जवाब चाहते हैं। कल भी एनटीए रिलीज किया था, पर हम उससे सेटिस्फाइड नहीं हैं। अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन करना होगा उन्हें, ग्रेस मार्क्स वाली चीजों को भी अच्छे से समझाना होगा उन्हें।
Several opposition leaders, including NEET baiter DMK, have claimed large-scale irregularities.
People are opposing NEET. Mr. Rahul Gandhi has said that NEET exam should be scrapped. Mr. Eknath Shinde says the government has to appeal. We will appeal to the Supreme Court and get this exam scrapped. The entire country is up against NEET. The ground is ready. Within a year, NEET will be scrapped.
Education Ministry has set up a 4-member panel to re-evaluate grace marks to over 1,500 students amid controversy. With Anmol Bali, Bureau Report, India Today.
It really